What's going on, you guys? My name is Sharif. You're not familiar with me, and we're just gonna get right into it. I wanted to make this video because I think this is something all of us can relate to, and I think this is one. Believe it or not, I guarantee there are some people who are glad that AI is taking over, so that they ain't got to deal with people. I would guarantee that what I'm about to talk about is one of the main reasons why people are glad that they do not they don't have to go back to work after COVID. They can just stay at home and work from home. And the reason being is work culture. So I work 2 jobs, y'all, and I'm not gonna say which job is which, so y'all can't figure it out. But I just have to say there's a huge amount of disappointment in me for one of them because of the work culture. It doesn't even make any sense to me. It's gotten to the point to where it's just like, really? And this isn't me complaining either. This is me pointing out a fact. And I say this because, and this is part of the work culture, when you have basically, when you have murmuring and everyone always has something to say about something or somebody or how something ain't being done right or whatever the case, that is part of work culture, and it's on the negative side. It's not a good thing. I can see who, I just call them good apples and bad apples. I know the people, I can already tell the people who are serious about their job, and I'm not talking about a tightwad, but people who care about their job and doing a good job versus the people who couldn't care any less. The only reason why they do care a little bit is because, you know, they're just trying to make sure they do the bare minimum to not get in trouble. But in terms of everything else, and even with that, with what I just said, that is not a good thing. Work culture is so important, and if you're I'm like this, you never know really what a person is bringing to the table until you hire them. But at the same time, when you see a trend of people, or when you see a culture, meaning this is how the majority of the people who work this job are, when you see that, that is saying, what is going on? Like, what is going on with the hiring process that we keep getting the same type of people? I had to make this video again because I know I'm not the only one who deals with this. And I know there are some of us who actually do a good job, but we would enjoy our job better if the work culture was a little bit higher, if the standard was a little bit higher. And yeah, man, it's who you work with, how you're trained, all of that stuff makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching this video, continue to be the best worker that you can be. Try your best to not, and I get it, it can be really tempting sometimes when you really feel like nobody else cares and you're the only one who does. Or maybe it's just you and one other person, but you're never paired with that person, so it's not like y'all can like fellowship, so to speak, and vibe off of each other. It can be really hard to maintain that posture of actually caring. I get it, but I want to encourage you, it's only going to work out for your best interest. You will never get in trouble for being a good worker. You will never get in trouble for doing a good job. You will never get in trouble for following the rules. You won't. You'll never get in trouble for being on time. You'll never get in trouble for offering to work when you are available. If you can't work, then that's different. If you've already had something planned, then that's totally different. But you will never get in trouble for making yourself available. You'll never get in trouble for not calling out over stupid stuff or on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? It's just like some of this stuff I feel like is so basic. But with that being said, this is part 2 Um, I want to encourage y'all and challenge y'all, and this is to myself, calling myself out, to look at your jobs as opportunities to learn whatever lesson God wants you to learn while you're here. So, for example, when I worked at California Check Cashing, that was the place that I had to learn to not bring my problems to work. I had to learn that, I'm sorry, you in customer service, the customer can't see that. If they see it, it can't be super, super potent. I call it neutral with a smile. Because some days you ain't going to be on 8, 9, or 10. Some days you're going to be a 4 or 5 or a 6. But as long as the customer feels like you're at least a 6.5 or a 7, your energy may not be, hey, but hold on, y'all. I gotta get in this lane. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Your energy may not be super bubbly like that, but you're not super somber either. They can't really tell that you're mad. You know what I mean? Neutral with a smile. Just like, yeah, I'm here. Day's not going that great, but I'm grateful I have a job. Kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That was the lesson that I had to learn. I had to learn that because we would get not crank calls, but survey calls where a person from the company would hire somebody and they would basically just test us to see how our customer service skills were. If we knew the prompt correctly, if our energy was up, if we had a bad attitude or a good attitude, basically just evaluating how good our customer service skills were. And yeah. So I don't want to say it out of like, oh, just be careful because you never know. But you never know. Like, who may be watching. You don't know when the big boss is going to be coming on town. And that's one thing that kind of, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Part of me doesn't like that. I get it. But at the same time, if you're 100% slacking off and the only time you want to look like you're doing your job is because the big boss is coming into town, that's not good. That's not good. So yeah, man, you never want to be a bad worker. Because I'm going to tell you one thing else. With AI being what it is, if you somebody that needs to keep your job, which is still a lot of us, you better do everything you can to make sure they don't give you a reason to be replaced with AI. You hear me? Because I'm telling you, sometimes, especially when it's an ongoing thing, when you feel like you've been watched or like you're being targeted, a job will look for any reason to let go of your behind. You better believe what I'm telling you. So, yeah, man. Be the best worker you can be and learn the lesson that needs to be learned. And ask God to show you, God, what do I need to learn while I'm here? I already know. With both jobs that I have, one of the jobs I'm learning, and I have learned how to have thicker skin. And the second job, I think, is to have better patience, more empathy, and to speak up for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed that a lot of times us as people, we can tend to treat others way better than we treat our own selves. And you know what? That time it's just time out for that. So those things are the lessons right now that I believe I need to learn. So, all right, y'all. I love you. Subscribe, like, and comment. And comment if you relate. If you relate, just type that down below. And And while we in this thing, still working 9 to 5s and on the hustle, I really don't want to say grind, because just to say that word is exhausting. I want to encourage you, y'all, like, continue to find other ways to make money for yourselves. Because like I said with AI, we don't know. We really don't. So if that's something that you want to learn, if you want to join that journey with me in bettering your financial situation and building an asset for yourself, shoot me an email down below and we can go on this journey together, and I will direct you to the people who are helping me do it as well. All right. Again, I love you. Subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.